Hey, it's Cyrus. If you're in pain right now, let's do a 3-step process to reduce it. Hopefully eliminate it, but at least reduce it. This isn't a substitute for medical help, so if you need it, seek it, but use this as a complement if it's useful. I suggest doing this lying down if you feel like you can stay alert and awake throughout the session, but honestly, whatever position is most comfortable for you, go ahead and get into that now. Once you're in that position, take the deepest, slowest breath you can comfortably manage, and slowly exhale out through the mouth, as slow as you can, comfortably. If you're up for it, let's do 2 more like that, breathing slowly, deeply into the entire body, and releasing almost like in slow motion out through the mouth. Great stuff. Let's do the deepest one yet now. Breathe slowly, deeply in through the nose, filling up the body with that H2O, and slowly letting it go, letting it roll out through the mouth like a soothing wave. And I suggest making any final adjustments to your physical position now and then settling into stillness as consistently as you can. You know what you're experiencing best, but I would generally suggest you aim to stay as still as you can, even if it's initially uncomfortable, so that you can ease into a state of stillness, relaxation, and ease over the course of this session. So find that position and do your best to settle into it now. And with your body fairly still and your eyes closed now, take a moment to tune in to your mind's eye, your mental movie screen, and notice the first memory or moment that pops up when you think of something loving. Settle on the first moment that comes up that feels good to you, and start to be aware of the bloom of energy that subtly arises within the body, perhaps up into the heart, as you center your attention on this moment. And as you allow the energy to float up into your body and start to counterbalance and coexist with whatever else the body is experiencing, just imagine yourself breathing that loving energy through your whole body now, letting go of the memory or moment, but keeping the flow of loving energy going with each breath. Allow that loving energy to multiply, to amplify, to thicken through all the cells of the body with each breath, letting go of the thinking mind and just focusing on the flow of the inhalation, exhalation, and the movement of the loving energy. And allow that loving energy to exist in your system, even if there's still pain sensations you notice. And if it feels safe to do so, just begin to center your attention on the pain sensations in the body. Don't think about them, just shine your mental spotlight on them directly and notice the raw sensations as they exist in the body. If there's an initial flinch, that's okay, just notice it and then let it fade a little bit. Let it relax so that you can just notice the sensation. Don't be scared of the sensations or the stories around them. Just become curiously familiar with them as an experiment. And begin the first step of just listening to the sensations, listening to the pain. Imagine like you're in a conversation with the pain and it's trying to tell you something, and just assume that open, attentive, listening energy towards those sensations. Imagine with each passing moment you're making that pain and those sensations feel more deeply acknowledged, more deeply listened to. And as you aim to understand them, maybe you notice they're telling you something. Maybe it's that something happened and they're telling you the body has responded to that. Or maybe they're telling you that we need to slow down and rest and heal. Or maybe they're saying there's some emotion or something that needs to be felt or unpacked, or some combination of those, or something else entirely. Just notice without judgment and deeply receive whatever it's trying to tell you. Maybe you decide to take a moment to talk back and tell your body and those sensations that you will do what they're asking of you. Or maybe the acknowledgement and acceptance is enough. Just take a moment for whatever feels right as you dialogue back. And if there's any softening or releasing of any of the intensity of those sensations that occurs as a result of more deeply listening, just see if you can allow that softening, that releasing to occur, even if it's very subtle. And I invite you to transition to the second step now, of just calling up that loving moment and energy again from earlier. And as it arises, allow that loving energy to subtly expand and proliferate through the body once more. But this time, with each breath, I invite you to aim that loving energy towards any remaining pain sensations in the body, literally imagining as though you're breathing in that loving energy on the inhale, and then exhaling and blowing it like a powerful loving wind straight into the pain sensations, like you're intentionally flooding those sensations with loving energy with each breath. Don't think about or analyze this, just breathe in a powerful loving energy from that memory and moment and exhale it directly, gently into the pain sensations. For a few more moments, imagine yourself transcending your logical mind and embodying this energy of deep, unconditional love as you breathe it in and send that expansive, warm energy into the areas of your body that need it the most, finding your rhythm, one breath at a time. And you might start to notice the remaining pain sensations turning from a solid into more of a vibratory matter as you pay close attention and send that loving energy through them. Just allow any subtle transformation of those sensations breaking up and turning into more vibration than solid mass. And I invite you once again to soften into any relaxation that loving energy affords you. Just imagine yourself letting out any built-up pressure, relaxing deeper into a sense of lightness, and simply floating for a moment in a sea of love. Bathing and relaxing weightlessly in that ocean of loving energy and just allowing it to work on you and heal you more deeply with each passing moment. Imagine that time doesn't exist in this ocean of loving energy that you're floating in, and that all parts of you, all sensations, all feelings are worthy of being completely embraced and loved in this space as you breathe in the energy of that effortlessly. And finally, I invite you to turn your attention to the third and final step, letting go. I encourage you to keep an open mind with this step, as letting go of some amount of our pain might seem impossible, but just be open to whatever amount of the pain wants to naturally evaporate in this moment. More of it will assuredly continue to leave later, but for now, just be open to as much as wants to leave now. And just see what happens when you experiment with being willing to let as much of it go as possible. And just ask a greater energy than yourself, whether it's the universe or a higher power, whatever resonates with you, something greater than yourself, to take some of this pain away from you now. Literally experiment with asking that greater energy right now, something like, I don't know how to let go of this remaining pain, but please help me release as much of it as possible now. And don't think about this, but simply allow your body to relax as much as you can, and imagine the remaining sensations flowing out of you effortlessly. evaporating into a greater energy that can handle it for you. And don't block their exit, simply relax and allow them to be vacuumed and dissolved and depressurized out of you with each breath. And notice the spaciousness you've opened up within you. And in that space, you might start to breathe in the energies of love and flow and acceptance, or whatever other energies you want to breathe into that newfound space. Don't conceptualize them, just imagine them as abundant energies that you can invite to flow through you more and more with each breath. And finally, you might take a moment to just be as you are and exist in a state of non-resistance and acceptance with whatever you notice in this moment. Not thinking too much about it, but just being and noticing this greater space. I sincerely hope this was useful to you, and you might choose to notice any before and after of your sensations. If this had a positive effect for you, I encourage you to set an intention now to maintain a loving energy and attitude for the rest of your day as best you can, and to use this session anytime you might find it useful again. But remember, as you get a feel for this 3-step process, you can do it anytime by yourself when you need it. You can think of it as the 3 L's. You simply stop and take a quiet moment to listen to the sensations you're feeling. Then take a moment to intentionally be loving in your energy towards them. And then finally be willing to let go of any sensations that feel ready to soften, relax, or release as much as you feel able to in that moment, or as much as they naturally want to dissolve or soften. I wish you the best, and I'm sending you tons of love and healing energy your way, and I hope you have a wonderful day.